So let me get comfortable with this. This is the first time doing this, but it's nothing new with me. You know, I've been doing this for a second. So let me try to get some. Do I look good? Good lighting. my man Reg, you know, we over here talking about the lighting, you know, the shadow, just trying to organize people.
How's it look?
I don't know. So let me move up.
Get a response from the people. How's it look?
Yo,
the lighting?
How I look, y'all? Do it look all right?
Can you see him?
Can you see me? I ain't trying to hide with no mask on. I ain't trying to hide. So listen. I'm trying to do this computer the right way. So I want people to think that I'm hiding from them. What's up? What's up? So listen, there's a lot of things I want to talk about for all y'all that don't know. I need that right there too. Usually that's for Reggie. I mean, you can get that to him. Let me put it up there.
Yeah.
This is what happens. This is no lie. This is what we do. And this is the Sabir Bay show outside the station. So anybody knows and has been following me for years. I've been doing this radio thing for like 14 years. And I was telling you, Reg, I stepped away from a lot of things purposely because a lot of stuff was coming in and people was selling packages, blaming Brother Taj and myself about selling these packages. I mean, it was crazy, down to these debates, which I was one of the ones that started all these debates, to tell you the truth. And I just went, I don't want to say underground, but I went underground. I stepped away from a lot of this stuff. I came into this thing in 1996, 1995, 1996. I came into this, and I studied under a brother named Kamar Gabriel, and I was a Sunni Muslim. And I'm just giving everybody's background so they don't know that I just started with Hidden Colors. I didn't start with Hidden Colors. That's not my starting point. At that time frame in 2010, 11, I was doing a documentary on Noble Drew Ali at the same time when I was called to be a part of Hidden Colors. So I already had 2 projects in play. It was the Nazis Creed for Hip Hop with KRS-One, my man from Turtle Gang, Norris, and Noble Drew Ali's documentary, The Prophet of the People, which we didn't push it the way we wanted to because it wasn't about us getting, it wasn't about no fame or whatever. It was basically just about us letting people know who Noble Drew Ali was. That's what it was based on. So I started this long before that, but even before that, I did radio. I started radio in 2003, and all the stuff that I've been doing, I just was bringing it to the airways. This is before there was any such thing called YouTube, Blog Talk Radio, Facebook, Philly. This is in Philly. So all this stuff was basically, I was doing it already. So now, I don't know how many people remember MySpace. I remember MySpace. I'm like, damn. Whoa. You know what I mean? So this was the beginning of MySpace, so this is how far back I'm talking. And what happened is that I started a radio show in Philadelphia on WURD, where I got my start at. And then I went to KDU in WNJC.
You said WURD?
Word, 900 AM.
You know what word stands for? Wake Up Roxbury and Dorchester.
Wow. But it was spelled WURD.
Okay. But
you see, Wake Up Roxbury. Wow, that's crazy. Maybe that's where they got it from. I don't know. Maybe. But that's where I got my start at in WURD. Right. And I brought Brother Taj Tariq Bey in 2003 when I got on the air. And I said, yo, everybody didn't know who he is. Now, all this paperwork stuff that people doing now with the sovereignty and the arguments, it's like I'm like the poster child of all of this stuff now. It's like, why are everybody throwing darts at me, trying to throw Brother Taj and myself in the mix of all of this? And a lot of people have half information on all of this. We used to have classes in Jersey called the Moors Order the Round Table. Anybody that's on here knows exactly what I'm talking about. We used to have the Moors Order the Round Table every Saturday, and we never left. Never.
How long you guys there for?
7 until 3 in the morning.
That's 8 hours.
Dude, that was like people were sleeping overnight with this information. Yeah. No lie. So it was, it wasn't until I started seeing this redemption stuff come out. See, people don't realize where all this stuff got started. It had nothing to do with the Moorish Science Temple. We were dealing with the Moorish National Divine Movement, but at the same time, you had some people, like in every group, that was venturing out with this so-called patriot stuff with the Europeans. I remember the Leon Stouts. A lot of y'all may not know who that is. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, you ever heard of Griswold?
Yes.
Okay, Griswold. I don't even know if this man is still alive. He was from Delaware. You had Leon Stout, Griswold. You had there was another one. It was 4 or 5 of these dudes. So what happens? They was coming in talking about this patriot or sovereign movement. But I wanted for everybody to. I want you to read this for everybody. So that's why I gave you the book. Because the reason why this video is being done is because what is taking place right now. And I don't know if y'all remember, and I know my Moorish brothers and sisters know, Noble Drew Ali said it will be the 3rd and 4th generation coming with their eyes wide open. What did he mean by that? The information is coming out and we are becoming conscious to what's going on. Now, my brother, Chalky White, shout out to my brother Chalky White, which is my co-host on my show in LA. We do a weekly show every week in LA on Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. They own the radio station.
Okay.
Roscoe's. And it's aired live every Friday. So, you know, everybody sees it. It's on TV. It's inside the restaurant. My man Chalky White hit me up today. We started having a discussion. And he felt some type of way about and I know I'm gonna tell you, I'm trying to be cool, you know, because I know I'm gonna get this backlash from my Moorish brothers and sisters. But I gotta tell it because I do this radio thing. I have to tell it. I got to take the good with the bad. So he called me and told me what the hell was going on with this press conference with this Moorish brother in Philadelphia. And I said, brother, I don't know. I said, I was disappointed when I saw that. You know, anybody who saw that press conference with the brother from the Moorish Science Temple of America stating that he had the brother that did the shooting in Baton Rouge had no ties to the Moorish Science Temple. I'm gonna repeat that again. Let me clear this up for a lot of y'all Moors that's in the temple. They don't give a damn if you inside the Moorish Science Temple, outside the Moorish Science Temple, with affairs on your head. They don't care. But what I was disappointed in is watching this and looking at the excuses that these brothers are making up and saying that they denounced this brother basically. You didn't see the Nation of Islam do a press conference when they mentioned he was part of the Nation of Islam. The young brother himself said that he has no affiliation with none of this stuff, but they didn't play that on the news. The brother was in the Marines also. Now, I was notified that I sat with that brother quite a few times in LA. I don't have a problem saying it. Come ask me in the public. I don't know him, but you know how you run across somebody, but he was lingering with us, and I didn't even know that's what he was doing. But the brother, somebody got said, yo, Sabir, you don't remember him sitting with him in LA? I'm like, no. But then when I saw his face, I said, oh, that's him. That's him. Yeah. So would I denounce him? No, I won't denounce him. Why would I? That's insane to do that. But I also understand most people's feelings of how they feel about these cops, these terrorists killing our brothers. I feel that. So this is what the brother was upset about, but he also did a video and said that he has no affiliations with that, but he also said he was in the Nation of Islam. My issue was that these brothers that's going out here doing these press conferences and press releases stating we're going to denounce this person, they have nothing to do with the MSTFA. That may be good. But when we do things, we don't denounce the Moorish Science Temple. I don't denounce the RBGs. I'm not going to denounce the Nation of Islam. We are one, and they could care less about what you wearing and what you professing. I'm not an Islamism. But my brother Chalky White said they don't even realize how foolish that look. You know, how crazy, how you look like a chump doing it. There's no difference between a pastor sitting up there being played and looking like a fool on CNN on Fox News. You see what I'm saying? It's basically the same format. So when I'm looking at this, I'm saying, is this real? Like he's really defending and talking like the way he's talking? So I just want to clear this up because, again, I said do not go ask someone who don't know about this information and put them on TV and ask someone who do know what's going on. Ask the people who really know what's happening. Now I'm going to take y'all, my man Reggie's going to read y'all something. We talk about, because I heard they said the guy said it was black sovereignty or sovereignty something like that. Yeah. Right, that's a terrorist group, right? That is. Any smart person, now I'm talking about the educated people in law or in law school. If the United States claimed it to be sovereign, would they or wouldn't they not be a terrorist group then?
Of course they would.
It would be if someone says they're sovereign, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about the word sovereignty.
Yeah.
Now, we all read law books, right? Or you should have a law dictionary. Could you read the definition of sovereign? I want y'all to pay attention real close to what my man is going to read about sovereign people.
Sovereignty?
Sovereign. Read sovereign people first, and I'm going to show you something.
Okay. Okay. A person, body, or state in which independent and supreme authority is vested. A chief ruler with supreme power. A king or other ruler with limited power.
That's sovereign people?
That's sovereign people.
You ain't finished reading.
Okay.
I'm going to show you why.
In
read
English law, a gold coin of Great Britain of the...
You reading this one?
I'm sorry, people.
You read the song. You read the wrong one. I knew he was there.
Okay, here we go.
Listen, people. Listen to what sovereignty is, and y'all can ask me any questions. Go ahead.
Sovereign people. The political body consisting of entire number of citizens and qualified electors who in their collective capacity possesses the powers of sovereignty and exercise them through their chosen representatives. See Scott v. Stanford, 19 Howe, 404-15 L.ed.69-691.
Okay, now listen. It was something on that page that was very important. Go back and read the ending of what you just said. See who?
Scott versus Sanford, 19 Howe, 404.15L.ed.691.
Now, that is the case for all my Moorish brothers and sisters that's inside this Moorish Science Temple. And this is what my brother Chalky White was saying. This is why they don't trust or mess with a lot of you Moors. This is what my brother Chalky White was just talking about. Why they don't deal with a lot of these Moors. It's because of what they just did with this press conference. Shucking and jiving and moonwalking backwards. Ask any of those Moors in the temple, do they have this case? It said, see what case?
Case 404.
No, what's the case?
Scott versus Sanford.
This is the Scott versus Sanford's case right here, people. This is the whole case. Now, I'm going to give you something, right? I'm going to give you this case. Here's the case. Now, this is how you prove, and this is why when you see these people on these radio shows, they never show y'all any proof. No proof at all. They just talk. Just as it's that press conference was going on. Now, they are, let me go back. The Moorish Science Temple is a religious institution. Let them do what they do. All praises due, whatever it is. Let them do what they do. But this is a divine and national movement. Yes, you have some people that are religified. I am not a religious person. I deal with history. I deal with facts. I deal with law. That's what I deal with. So bring it over here for a minute, because I want you to read the bottom line of that. Now it says, see Scott versus Sanford.
The bottom line in red?
See what it's in red? Read it.
But there are two clauses in the Constitution which point directly and specifically to the Negro race as a separate class of persons and show clearly that they were not regarded as a portion of people or citizens of the government then formed.
So what was trying to tell you? They don't play no part in sovereignty.
Right.
That's, if you read it, that's what the Dred Scott case is saying. They're not part of we the people. We the people is a nation. Now go to that book. This is how you do stuff when you're interviewing people and you're talking about subjects. You have the people look this information up, or you quote this in the top of my head, but I want you to read it. I marked it in that page. Go flip this page right here. Now listen to it. Right? It said play no part of we the people. You find nation in there?
Yes, highlighted.
Now listen to this, people.
Okay. A people or aggregation of man existing in a form
of a jural society,
organized jural society, usually inhabiting a distinct portion of the earth, spreading the same language, using the same customs, possessing historic continuity, and distinguished from their other like groups by their racial origin and characteristics, and generally, but not
living under the same government.
Yes.
I quoted right there. See, when I told you, if I know it's in my head, I don't have to read the book. So why are they bringing people who don't know this information? You ain't done yet.
Okay.
It said nation, right? Now, did it say religion?
No.
No, right?
No.
So my religion piece can be whatever I want it to be. But if we're talking about nationality and nationhood and people, why we keep bringing religion in? If I'm stressing my custom, if I'm speaking my language, if I have all of that is mine, right? This is why you have Somalians, Ethiopians, different people, right? You don't see them running out here talking about my religion.
Nope.
They deal with culture, customs, and law.
All day long.
You follow me?
Yeah.
So I want everybody right now, if you got phones, tweet this out, tweet it out, hit it up, right? Now go to nationality. This is what you do. They bring all these people on these shows. They bring people on the shows that don't know nothing about what they're, I don't even think they believe the shit they shoveling. I'm not even gonna lie. Now we just talked about Dred Scott case, right?
Yep. Stating
that the Dred Scott case said sovereignty has nothing to do with those people in the Dred Scott case. Those people in the Dred Scott case, which is these documents, which we ain't gonna sit back and read, talks about blacks were not even part of We the People. So We the People is dealing with a nation. Then the nation is dealing with what? Let's go to the nationality now. Listen close what this is.
The quality or character which arises from the fact of a person's belonging to a nation or state. Nationality determines the political status of an individual.
With its reference to allegiance?
Yes. Wow.
Domicile?
Yep. Domicile determines his civil rights or civil status. Sorry, nationality arises either by birth or by naturalization.
So now, what was wrong with that? What was terrorism about that? Because blacks don't have it? And we run around talking about Black Lives Matter? Really? I just walked you through everything just now. That could be the end of the tape. I could get up and walk away. You see what I'm saying? And I was quoting it as you was talking about it. So the people that they're bringing on these conferences and these radio shows really don't know what they're talking about. So let's get him. I've been in media for 14 years. I know the manipulation. I know how they play their game. I can watch somebody on TV and see when they duck and dodge conversations. I'll be like, damn, they didn't even address it. What is he talking about? So for this brother to get on a Channel 3, which I saw one of them that was out there, and say, I'm going to denounce this brother over here. That's like somebody coming to me telling me to denounce Minister Farrakhan. Ain't no way in the hell I would.
Right.
No, sir. Because what happens, those are the cowards that does things like that, who really can't back up anything that they're saying. And this is no different than what these other cats is doing. I told you, some people may get upset about this. If I'm wrong, then they can come challenge me on it. Prove me wrong. It's factual. This is what's happening. So we don't even, I said it before, we don't even know who the real enemy is. We thinking that these people are the enemies, not even realize you don't even know nothing about law. We in Boston. We got Harvard down the street.
All the best schools.
All the best schools, right? Let's have a dialogue in there and find out if we're doing something wrong. But yet they'll get on the news and say these blacks claiming sovereignty. Then I heard something else saying that they were saying blacks was in America before Columbus. I don't know about blacks being in America before Columbus. I know that the Moors was here before Columbus. I know they were, because black is a modern term. You see what I'm saying? So understanding the language again. There's a book, good book, right? 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro. Why ain't your black people talking about this? This is history, not religion. History. We were Moors and Ethiopians for the 1500s. Why ain't they bringing this type of stuff up to our people? But they'll do videos and say, well, yeah, these people claiming to be Moors. No, dude, don't speak to them. And they got upset with me one time, the Moors in the temple. And I'm trying to be real cool with them because they get upset and they're emotional, get upset and say, well, he was talking about the temple. I'm never talking about nobody's building. It has nothing to do with a physical building. I'm talking about the teachings inside the building. You're talking to the wrong Moor. I remember doing that at a radio station. They said, well, Sabir, we heard you was talking about the radio station. Me, in media, understanding it, they pulled me into the office and said this to me because I was challenging judges. I was challenging politicians. I was challenging everybody that was there to try to keep our people sleep. When I went onto the radio, when they pulled me in the office at WURD, which I stayed there for 9 years until I left because they pressured me to leave, but I stayed there. But when I went to the airways, the power is always in the media. People don't understand that. So when I went to the on air, I said, let me tell you what they just told me in the office. And they didn't like that. I said, they told me I was talking about the radio station. When I wasn't talking about the radio station, I'm talking about the people at the radio station. Right. And it's the same thing that's going on now. It's not about the building. It's about the people who are ushering this information out and who are scared or don't have no backbone to stand on the truth. This is what I'm talking about. It has nothing, because again, they don't care about you wearing a red fez on your head. You better start fighting back some kind of way. If you're not going to fight back physically, you better fight back with your knowledge. Either way. And I don't want nobody to take this YouTube and try to say, well, Sabir said, do whatever. You know, I said, do your research, or you can call me in. Right. But we got to deal with facts. As a matter of fact, while you're there, could you look up people? I'm going to show y'all something. How history is. This is what they don't talk about. Man, what the heck do you got over there?
He said bring everything.
Man, listen. Wow. Let me just flip this down. Get them books down. Let me just show y'all something what we do.
I said bring everything.
This is what this brother has walked in the room with. I'm gonna leave that there for a minute. I'm just gonna leave that there for a second. So when you're dealing with people, he said, my man got his law. This is what I'm saying. When you dealing with people who don't or are afraid to tell the truth, I'm not afraid to be in the front of nobody and build on this because I can pull it out. I didn't heard masses of people get on radio stations, get on, and really it's like they're mocking what other people are basically saying, bro. That's what they're really doing. They're mocking what people are saying. But did you find people?
I found it.
Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Walk with me on this.
Read the whole paragraph.
Let me see that book right there. Yeah, you can read. Let me see that book. This is a good book too. I don't know if you ever seen this one, but this is a very good book too.
First Americans were Africans.
So all you people that's on here, they're running around talking about the black sovereignty, the blacks was in America. We ain't talking about black. We're not talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about. We were here. Black and white are modern terms. They new terms. But read people from me. And if we got any comments on that Facebook, you can read them off to me.
Okay.
Right. But I'm gonna read people, but then you can read that off. You find it?
Yeah. So
pay attention.
You want me to start up here or right here?
Just people.
Just
people. Okay. Yeah.
Down
Listen to just people. All that.
Oh, that okay.
We started people.
All right. A state as a people of the state of New York. A nation.
Who?
A nation.
Did it say persons or nations?
A nation.
I'm talking to law people right now. I'm stopping them for a reason. I'm talking about you people that's in law. We walk through nation. We walk through nationality. We walk through sovereignty. Where's the terrorism in that? Help me. Rescue me somewhere. Go ahead.
In its collective and political capacity. Nashit versus Lushington. Term R783.
You ain't got to read the cases.
Okay.
It says, go back to what it said again.
A nation in its collective and political capacity.
Okay.
I have some more.
He got more right there. See, this is what we do.
The aggregate or mass of the individuals who constitute the state in a more restrictive sense and as generally used in constitutional law. The entire body of those citizens of a state or nation who are invested in political power for a political purpose. See also citizen, person.
Now look up citizen. This is what you do. When you dealing with this now, again, I don't want to see no crazy comments on the bottom. You can hit me up. Now, I want you to look up citizen, but go back to that where you have underlined there.
So
this is the Dred Scott case again, people.
The Constitution of the United States recognizes slaves as property and pledges the federal government to protect it. And Congress cannot exercise any more authority over property of that description than it may constitutionally exercise over property of any other kind.
Now let me explain this position, y'all. Let me explain this to y'all. It says the federal government what? What did it say about the federal government down there?
The federal government to protect it.
Okay, this is your 14th Amendment. When they made you a subject to the jurisdiction thereof. You have federal citizenship and state citizenship. all the Negroes that is free and black were basically property under the 14th Amendment. And this is why executive orders have to come out to protect the Negroes, like affirmative actions and stuff like that. So if you're not doing what the federal government say do, they can pull their federally funded money. This is why you have Negro police, Negro firefighters, not because of your profession,
right.
It's because they have to get you in there. See, people got to study history. And I'm saying this to say to all these people who deal with law, in constitutional law, period, you have federal citizen and state citizen. They don't even tell people that. There's two types of citizens in constitutional law. So the Dred Scott case stated they were federal protected subjects. That's what they're talking about. So this is why you will never have your black leaders talk about who the Moors are. And then you got the other Moors who want to play this crayon game or want to play the religious game as if it's a religion. My thing, I practice Tawahado, I practice Buddhism, I practice Islam, I practice all of them because they're all mine. It's not one thing. And people in my travels ask me, well, Sabir, do I have to be a Muslim to be a Moor? No, you do not. It is your birthright thing. It is who you are. You don't go sign up for it. You don't go buy it. You don't do none of those things. That's not what you do. You proclaim who you are. That's what it is. And this is the conflict that people are having with us outside, because I remember, shout out to my brother, Elder Taj Tariq Bey. He said, the nation is not in a building. The nation is in the street. Absolutely. That's what Brother Taj said. The nation is not in a building. It's in the street with the children, with the gangbangers, with these people.
Numbers.
They don't want to hear your religion. They've been there, done that. They want solutions. Why are they killing us? Don't come and sing in Kumbaya. This is the same thing the Christians doing. Kumbaya. No, brother, give them the science. Give them the law. Give them the history. Give them the language. And that's how you fix the problem. You ain't going to fix it talking about praise Allah or praise Jesus. You're not going to fix that problem that way. And this is what is happening. And this is why people are being disappointed in this movement. When I'm sitting with the nation, when I'm sitting with the gods of the earth, when I'm sitting with RBGs, they tell me things that they won't even tell. They can't, maybe because I travel, you know, and they can't get to these cats because they say, brother, Allah said, dude, no, let's build with the science. What have you built, you know, since Noble Drew Ali? Don't tell me because of I'm not paying my dues. No, it's like a bank. If I'm putting money in a bank, I want something out that bank. You see what I'm saying? I want something from it. So you have to have the curriculum, have something for them other than religion.
So I have a question. You said the Moorish Science Temple is a religion. Are they really Moors then?
Listen, you just missed what I said. By birthright, you're Moor. Okay. It ain't about you joining anything. It's not a club. It's not like you joining Alpha Keba Beta, but whatever they call these people. It's who you are.
So in a way, it's not a social construct. It's in your bloodline.
It's in your bloodline. And it's not a club. It's in your bloodline. So it's not something that you join. So we got people who claim it as if it's a religion, and it's not a religion. You have Moorish Jews that was in 1929. You have to study history. If you teach the people what they need to know, then you won't have a problem with it. The problem is they read a thin book like this. This is one of the books. This is like, I'm not saying this one, but thin book. Read other books. This is what we do. So what they do in media, they go to the ones who really don't know. Because they can tell off the bat that you don't know anything by you. The first thing that come out your mouth, we go to him. Let's go to this one right here. It's like the ignorant person in the street. They go to the most ignorantest person.
Easier to persuade them.
There you go. You can't persuade me.
Yeah. That's his all wild and got no teeth.
Exactly. But I know how to articulate it the right way and explain it to you. But they'll say, no, we don't want this one because it'll make people start thinking. Now, wait a minute. Let me research what he said. This is why we pull all these books out. So it ain't Sabir's words. I'm coming from law. That's a law dictionary. That's not Sabir's words. I'm showing you what they know about us in law. So when people thought this word sovereignty, talking about these Moors claiming sovereignty, damn Moors, if this is your forefathers' land, then why are we over here subject to somebody else? You just might as well be a nigga then. Period. A nigga that practice religion. That's it. That's what you need to deal with. But let me show you how crazy this is. Why do you never think they can prosecute a priest? Let me show you how crazy this is. Why do you think they never? can prosecute a priest.
There's no separation in the church and state.
No, I ain't talking about that. Not even that. I'm gonna show y'all, and I told you, put up your phone, tweet it out, and tell you what's going on.
Even though they do all this heinous crime.
All the heinous crimes, the biggest criminals.
Yeah.
What is it called? Pedophilia?
Pedophilia.
Let me tell you what Lynn Abraham said in Philadelphia. She was trying to prosecute a priest in Philadelphia, right? They laughed at her. Anybody know Lynn Abraham? She's like kind of hard. So why she couldn't prosecute her? Because the priest laws, or the canon laws, C-O-N, C-A-N-O-N, canon laws. You can look it up. The canon laws predates the laws that's here. Wow. Don't take my words for it. Look it up.
Wow.
It's called the canon laws. The canon laws predates that. So now, when you see a mobster or a priest do something, you notice the mob don't, I mean, the police can't never go into a Catholic church. They'll go into a Christian church because it's corporate, just like these temples. They can walk inside there. Free willy-nilly. It's your religion. Shut up. Sit down.
Right.
Because your laws is nothing to them. It's new. But if the Moors dealt with their history, if the laws, the canon laws, which is the laws of the Catholic Church, which is next to the Vatican, which is not here, is over there. But they have parishes set up in different areas. Let's go back to the federal government again. You have federal areas set up. It's called jurisdictional issue. So if you have federal areas set up, what happens, a state can't go into certain things, or a Fed can't go into certain things. That's a jurisdictional issue. So now you have the canon laws, which is the Catholic Church, which is a sacred ground. They cannot walk inside of a Catholic church unless they get permission to go inside there.
That's like the NOI.
There you go. No, but watch every movie. You never see them walk inside of a Catholic, so they sit there. Or even if they confess to the priest, they can't tell nobody anything. You follow me? So if the Moorish laws was predated all of that, then how in the hell could they possibly do anything to us? This is what the Moors don't teach them this. If your laws predates all of this,
canon laws, and
you say your forefather was here, some of us did come in on slave ships. Don't get it twisted. But if I'm coming to you and you're my cousin or you're my family and I was married into you, then I'm protected under your laws. Then their laws does not apply to me. Just like the $5 Indians, like government Indians, to tell you the truth, but certain parts, they can't even come on their land. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's jurisdiction again. So our people are running around saying, well, these people claiming this sovereign movement, these people claiming that. What do you think this government is doing? You follow me? So what are we talking about? The whole system is twisted. The canon laws, the what is it called? Not stand your ground. It's called the oh my God, it's in the top of my head, and I talked about it before. It's not stand your ground. It's called it's in the top of my head. It'll come back to me. But anyway, what happened to Trayvon Martin? The Castle Doctrine.
Okay.
These are the things that people don't know about. If you look up this information, and I've been saying this, the Castle Doctrine, you can go Google it. The Castle Doctrine was your house, your car, whatever it was your castle. It wasn't just your house. So when Trayvon Martin was sitting in the complex, that was that Castle Doctrine. That was his castle. You see what I'm saying? But yet you have Negroes that put it out there in the media and say, well, stand your ground. That's a statutory thing. The Castle Doctrine is basically common law, but they ain't telling people that. You can find it in the law dictionary, but this is what is happening to our people. So how is it if you are Moor and you allow outsiders to come in, and then on top of that, you're not even fighting? You tell the person not to fight. What nation says that to people? Oh, you shouldn't fight.
The ones that they get to put in front and take. Yeah.
What? Because they're going to take their 501c3?
That their job.
What is it? Is that the 501c3? You can't be afraid of losing something when you already lost. You know, that's just what it is. So this is why they will go to the guys who don't know anything about this information. You see what I'm saying? So let's get to him. Let's get him. He's going to tell everything. And then you got these people act like they're doing something for our people, and they really not doing anything because they don't have a clue what's happening. That's all you have to do is study the laws. So when we're teaching in the Moorish Divine National Movement, also that Noble Drew Ali set up. He's taught we need to know the laws and the Constitution. Even Carter G. Woodson said that in the Miseducation of the Negro. He said you must know the law and the interpretation. He said you must know the law of the land and the interpretation. Did you just try to pull that book out? No, he didn't.
There was.
I'm trying to tell you, boys. Shit I'm talking about. This is what we do. When you can quote something and you can pull the book straight out. What is that? You don't hear me talking about white supremacy because I don't rock with that either. I don't do that. No, no, no.
There was a clip on Facebook that I saw where a Morris brother was in court. He made the judge leave the court.
Well, it was like that. We did that on the East Coast, but that stuff is old. See, when people are watching these videos now, these videos are really old. We was doing it for a long time. Before that, before there was a YouTube, that we had cassette tapes where brothers was doing that. But what happened, they caught on to what was happening. What people don't realize, the most powerful tool in our hands is the press. They know how to manipulate the press, and they put money behind this. So you are not going to get it unless you listen to my radio show. You're going to get it, or unless I was on somebody's show and you question me about it. That's the only way you're going to get it. So that stuff been out long before that. I have masses of cassette tapes with that, with us going in courts back then. Man, I sat in courtrooms when we were doing that. So what happens, someone on the West Coast, if you're not from the East Coast, the West Coast want to get it probably 5 or 10 years later. And they looking at a video saying, yo, I saw this video. And somebody, no, dude, that's old. So what happens, by the time they get to the West Coast with this information, what they're going to do is say, we got to stop this. How can we put the propaganda out? Let's talk about these people are terrorists. You see what I'm saying? Let's say these people are paper. I heard all kinds of crazy stuff. They said, yeah, put that up there too. Who cares? They was the paper terrorists. There they go. But I'm going to call them terrorists. People don't realize when you send mail to a house and threaten a person, if you don't pay, that's terrorism. That's paper terrorism. Are you with me? Even IRS. I'm just saying basic stuff. If you don't pay your mortgage, they don't call that terrorism. You know why? Because people are not looking it up. That's a form of terrorism. Because now you're threatening me if I don't do something, this is what's going to happen.
Credit cards.
All of it. Credit card. Oh, I don't pay that anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's another story. But anyway, we can get into that too. It doesn't matter. But people don't realize what terrorism truly is. When a cop stop you, threaten, when you stop, period, people don't realize you're under arrest. I hope some of my attorneys and police officers are looking at this. That's a form of arrest. A short detain is an arrest. You see what I'm saying? A short detain is an arrest. The other part we call booking. There's a difference. Understand the language. So when a cop is threatening you, if you don't show and do X, Y, and Z, when you work for me, what do you call that? Tyranny, terrorism, and everything else. I told you, people don't even know who the real terrorist is. But he talking about people claiming sovereignty is terrorism. When this government goes around the world talking about they sovereign. We just read off what the definition of sovereign was. Well, go to sovereign now. We said sovereign people. Now go to sovereign. It's highlighted. And I hope y'all follow me. Got any questions on there? Nobody has any questions? How many comments? I read them. You can read a couple of them. Not all of them. So I can try to respond to some of these people.
One is a federal citizen, which is why they have to renew their so-called right to vote. Most temples say authority is from the Quran and Muhammad.
What Quran? The Holy Quran of Mecca? If we talking about that, then if that's the case, then we talking about Sharia law then. If you talking about Sharia law, then what do they do in Sharia law? They just talked about that. If you cheat on your wife, you do this, you do that, then something have to happen then, right? So what laws? See, people got to understand, what laws are we talking about? If we're saying that we are part and parcel, because there's two types, P-A-R-T or P-A-R-C, part and partial of what said government. These are the things that people got to understand that. What government? We don't even understand the structure. Is it our government that we part and partial of? Or is it the national government, the federal government, the central government, local government? Which one? So what part and partial government are we, we part of? This is basic fundamentals, right? So they just throw things out there to people and nobody sits up there and ask questions why. You don't even ask the right question. What in part and partial what that we are part of? The United States government? Because the United States government has different forms of it. I just ran them down. central, national, federal, state, local. Which government? Even municipality have a government. So what government are we a part? Now I want to ask some Moors this question. This is a question to the Moors. What part? I'm not talking about the ones who know, because they know who I'm talking about. The Moors that know this information, I'm not preaching to them. It's the ones that I want to know and ask them, what part are we talking about? How are we going to fix this problem? So you need to teach the people what this stuff is. Did you find it?
I got it.
Sovereign? You got a question? You got something on there? Okay.
You said sovereign or sovereignty. I read
Sovereignty. Because everybody said that's a terrorist thing. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they get it. They find out what that is.
All right, sovereignty. The supreme, absolute, and uncontrollable power by which any independent state and government, supreme political authority, paramount control of the Constitution and frame of government and the administration, the self-sufficient source of political power from which all specific political powers are derived.
Okay. So, did that say anything about terrorism in there?
No.
But it said independent nations? And that's say independent nations, right? Did it say anything about, you sure it didn't say terrorism, right?
No.
Okay, I was just checking. I don't, maybe.
No.
Maybe I was reading a different book.
No. The only T word in there was the.
Maybe I'm reading a different book. I don't know. Maybe. So if it's about nations and you dealing with nationality and you're supposed to have your nationality card says nationality and identification card. If I'm talking about my nationality and identification card, why are we operating on that? Why are we telling people this is our religion? I told you, I could be whatever religion I want to be. But I know one thing, it's my birthright. I have to sign up for anything. I have to register anything. I only have to proclaim who I am. And that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to proclaim who you are. And your job is to teach the people and give the people the tools to help or inform themselves. So you don't have to follow nobody.
Can you speak about private and national citizens?
Well, private national, we look it up. This is what we do.
Okay.
Private national. Now, the difference is, matter of fact, look up citizens. There are two types of citizens, and people don't realize that. You can, and people say, and that's that UCC1 stuff again. That's what that is. The people don't understand, and I want you to look up persons first, and then see citizen. If you have it, or the brother can have it, one of y'all, this is what you do.
You can grab persons.
You grab persons, brother. All right.
I got citizens. Yeah.
So we got Title 18. I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to link all this together for y'all, so you can understand what's going on. You found citizen?
I got citizen.
Look that up.
Actually, I think I got citizen here, but I'll grab person.
Look up person.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you how these attorneys play this trick game with people. You have a natural person or artificial person in law. In statutory law, a person could be an artificial, but a private person, but this is why you're supposed to proclaim your name and nationality, to step outside of that realm of that corporate fiction. That's what that whole purpose of your nationality. This is why, even with the Christians, when you hear them say, you must be born again, why do they say that? Because they have to keep you as a child. So you won't be grown. You wouldn't think. Don't they call us minorities?
They do.
Okay. So minority mean minors. You think like a child. Basic fundamentals, right? So now, they have to keep you there. So when they say persons, they never qualify what do they mean by person in law. I'm talking about to my law people now.
I got like half a page here.
Okay, let's read the top part.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go to citizen.
In general usage, a human being,
i.e.
natural person, thought by statute term may include labor organizations, partnerships, associations, corporations, legal representatives, trustees
and bankruptcy,
or receivers. See National Labor Relations Act.
Now stop right there. Let's stop. You ain't gotta go that far. I hope people got that. Do you hear what it said? Corporations, trustees, and bankruptcies. So under the 14th Amendment, what they did is create a fictional person under the 14th Amendment, which made you a corporate citizen. That's what they have done. They didn't say, it said, although by statute, people don't understand the difference between a statute and constitutional law or common law. Statutory law talks about fictions. so they can charge a fiction. This is why you have so many people are rushing to deal with this UCC1, which I really don't deal with. But a lot of people run towards that because they don't understand it. And the only way that they can have jurisdiction over you is to make you a fiction. That's what they were doing, to make you a fiction to have jurisdiction over you. And it started out with the Buck Act, B-U-C-K, the Buck Act. You can go online and look it up. Title 4, I think, is under the United States codes called the Buck Act, or you can just Google it, and you'll see how they switched it, the bait and switch. All this stuff started around the 1930s, 1940s, all this other, you know, when they had to make black citizens. So they said, we can't necessarily make them citizens under the Dred Scott case. So what can we do? We can basically control them under the federal government, which is the 14th Amendment. Because it talks about two types of people. They cannot, first of all, they cannot make anyone a citizen. People understand that. That's why they said the Nationalization Act. They can't make you one. You could be a subject to someone, but they can't necessarily make you one. They can make you one under the 14th Amendment, though, under that thing right there, the fiction. But what happens is in your birthright. So now we have people saying, well, the UCC1 says this and says that. Yes, the UCC1 is there to protect you. That's what all corporations deal with. All corporations deal with UCCs. They just don't say UCCs, but it's all there. That's all you got to do. Pick up that bottle right there. You probably see it on one of these right here. I don't like to do product placement, but it will have a C or something on here labeled as like a copyright or something like that.
All rights reserved.
Yeah, they'll say that too, on a circular, whatever. They can switch and change when they want to change it. It's on the bottom, but it's in small print. That's what they're doing. They're operating as you as property, and people don't realize that. So you have to decipher the two, and this is what the Moors need to be doing inside the temples. I don't know if they know or if they don't know what's going on. I really don't. I never, you know, I just keep it moving. Like Brother Ty said, just keep teaching, just keep going. Because the fraud is going to come out. I've been doing it with ties for 17 years. I'm still waiting for the fraud to come out to say what we're doing, and nobody can prove it. That we're doing is wrong, because we're showing you everything that we're talking about. We're opening it up. This is why we can open it up to the media and say, if we're doing something wrong, then prove it to us that we're saying something wrong or doing something wrong. But then you have other people who come in and who don't have the facts, and they're just telling people stuff. And then now I'm going to charge you $1,500. I'm going to say something powerful. I'm going to come and get a bunch of people and say something powerful that you never heard before. And you can just buy a book for like $10 and you'd be all right. Yeah. You can buy that dictionary, but you probably can't for $5, because we used to buy them for $5. You can't even buy a law dictionary for $5 no more. If you can go to a secondhand bookstore.
15 on eBay or something.
Probably so. But this is what we do. And this is what we were doing in Jersey when we had the Moors order the round table. So again, you have to have classes set up for this, step by step, so people can understand what's going on. Did you find Citizen?
I got it.
Okay. Now, I want you to look up. Now, I'm going to show you how crazy this is to prove my point to what's happening. I want y'all to follow me. Citizen and municipality while you over there, brother.
Citizen, a member of a free city. Ooh, man, let me read that again. A member of a free city or jural society possessing all the rights and privileges which can be enjoyed by any person under its constitution and government, and subject to the corresponding duties. Citizens are members of community inspired by common goal, who in associated relations submit themselves to rules of conduct for the promotion of general welfare and conservation of individual as well as collective rights.
Now, you made some points, right? Now listen to what it said. Of a jural society. Most people read that wouldn't understand what that means. Do y'all any of y'all know what that means?
I don't.
You know what that means, listening audience? You know what it means? You know what it means? Jural means law. Did it say anything about terrorism? Did it say anything about sovereignty? Did it say anything about religion or any of that?
No.
Jural means law. So if I'm talking about in a jural society, which means me knowing the law, right? Y'all call all the cops law enforcement officers and they don't even know the law. But a jural or jury or jurist means law. Anything with the J-U-R or I-S in it, it means law. So in a jural society, which means men of law, right? So now if I, being conscious as a Moor, subject myself to you, then I made myself subject. But if you already a subject, you don't have no say so. And a community means something in common, like you have the Jews, like you have the the Chinese people, you have the Ethiopians in their community. That's a Juro society. You don't have other people coming into your community, because the bottom line is community means common unity. What do we have in common? Walk through our neighborhoods. I'm Black, African American, I'm colored, I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Muslim. They'll give you all these different terminologies, right? All these different terminologies, but none of them dealing with communities. You see what I'm saying? So municipalities can be that. Let me show you how. Did you find it?
And under persons, there's municipalities. You want me to read that one?
You can read that one too, and municipality. He got it, but I want you to read that too.
Municipalities and other government units are persons.
Say that again.
Municipalities and other government units are persons within meaning of 42 USCA 1983. Okay, now what 42 is United States Code Title 42. That's what that is. Okay, you can go to United States Code Title 42. Yeah, I can even find out what that is, right? So what they were saying, persons are corporations. Persons are municipalities. Every city police officer is a municipal officer. Come out of where? The District of Columbia, which is DC. Every municipality come out of the federal government. That's how it's set up. So you are a corporate person. They never define the natural person. They say the corporate person. And the reason why we dealt with the information with the Moors is because we can jump in and out of that situation. If we choose to subject ourselves, if we don't choose to subject ourselves, and that's when the sovereignty comes into play. This is where the sovereignty comes into play. You see what I'm saying? I can jump in, I could jump out. I could jump in, I could jump out. So that's what the whole sovereignty thing was about. So if you, what did it say over with citizens? If they choose to subject themselves to it. People understand that. So now you have these half-cocked people speaking, and you have other people who are speaking, don't know anything about this. They'll just say, oh, brother, that's my religion. We don't deal with that. That's your business if that's what you want to deal with. But don't lump everybody in it and say they're not speaking for us. They may not be speaking for you, per se. But you can't speak for everybody else. It's like Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson talking about he's speaking for Black people. Do they speak for all people? No. So they need to specify not all people. I speak for the people who want this information. So when I move around and they talk to me, that's who I'm speaking to. The general public, not a specific group of people. I'm speaking to the people that want it. What they call them? What they call them? Constituents? Constituents.
Hey, that's what they call them, right? So that's what I'm speaking for, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not speaking for you. I'm speaking for them. So if that's what you want to do, then do you. Then make sure you clarify that. But I won't do that if they come to me and ask me anything about the MSTFA. They're my brothers. But that's what they do. Would I denounce them? No, I won't do that either. They're my brothers, just as well as I won't denounce the Minister Farrakhan. But for them to put out a press release and talk about this brother, when this brother clearly stated that he had nothing to do with no organizations. He's good. You see what I'm saying? Did they say that when he went up there and said it? The same way they play the game with Griff. This is how they play, and we don't even realize we're playing into their hands. The same game they did with Professor Griff by the brother raising his hand and took a picture, you know, with him and say, look, he's with the, and they put it with the dashiki, but not with the military uniform on. Both of them was in the military, but they put the dashiki part up. Just like if somebody was to have a fez on, they're going to find and go through it. They can go through my computer all day long. They probably do anyway. It ain't like they got to wait to something to happen to go through my computer. They're watching it right now, you know? So we get scared because we can't defend it. So they'll find somebody with a fez on or something that says Moorish or whatever and say, oh, they down with those Moorish people. And you got Moors come out and say, well, I ain't got nothing to do with them. They're radical people. We law-abiding citizens. Don't even know what the hell law-abiding is. You know what I mean? We obey the laws. We don't want to get hurt. Well, they're going to hurt you regardless. What, you got to get shot next week or your child get shot next week before you speak up? What, you want to sit on your knees and pray like Christians? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the stuff that's happening. Like, really. But again, the information, it needs to be put out the right way. And they need the right people putting this information out. And I seen it coming. I seen all this coming. And every time something happened, I'm like, don't go to these people over here. They're going to talk about X, Y, and Z.
They're not going to never call you.
No, they're not going to call me. Why would they call me? Why? Because I'm going to tell the truth? Like, no, they're not going to call me because I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, I have like 5 books probably in the studio. Read. They already know who I am and what we do. And this is why when I get disappointed, I call Brother Taj. I say, Taj, what should you do? Taj say, keep speaking, keep teaching. That's what Taj keeps saying. Keep going, keep doing this, keep doing that, keep exposing, put out more literature, drown it out. If it wasn't for us, and I'm gonna say this again, if it wasn't for us, let's keep it 100. Nobody would have known about the Moors if it wasn't for Brother Taj and stuff. We got brothers that are shaking their head right now. If it wasn't for Taj's literature, these simple books that was written for his nephews and nieces, this is not a new book. This is probably older than most people. But people think these books are new, right? But these were written for his nieces and nephews, and they're in their 20s and 30s now. So in the back, he even got the Dred Scott case on here. You see what I'm saying? So if it wasn't for him and you trying to shit on him, how are you going to shit on somebody that's teaching you, but you want to really? And this is what is happening. Let's keep it real.
There's a question that's been asked twice. How do you make a claim? I'm not sure.
What is with this claim stuff? What kind of claim are they trying to make? This is the problem. See, people, it's like, what claim? We claim your nationality. That's what you should be doing. That's the only claim you should be doing. Claiming your nationality. See, this is the problem. People want an easy way out of this. And this is why they get got. When people, and then they turn the tables and say, Brother Taj and Sabir is selling paper. I do film. I do radio. I do lectures. I don't need to do that. That's not what I do. If you want to sit with me, then you pay me for my time. I'm not for that. I don't sell paperwork, nor do Taj sell paperwork. Let's make that clear. We don't sell paperwork. The only thing you're supposed to do is proclaim your name and nationality. And when you start buying the books, then you empower yourself. We just spent $100 on books leaving Texas yesterday. What people need to start doing is buying books. Stop going on YouTube all the time, looking for a quick way out. And this is what they're finding this information. This is why they're being gotten by everybody. Because they're not researching.
Stack books, not Jordans.
There you go. Stack books. I don't wear Jordan, but anyway. I'm not a fan. That's a plug, but
you've been saying for the longest, to the people that everything that you talk about is in the language, and it's still just
it's based on the language. But what it is that people are trying to get out of child supports, tickets. If you just studied all of this information, you will free yourself. And it's not it's not, with a piece of paper. It's not. You gonna ask me something? Somebody said something?
Why the fringed Moorish flag insight, and can you explain?
At the who?
Why the fringed Moorish flag?
Where?
Where?
I know what they're talking about. I can tell you that. They're talking about the Moorish Science Temple. They're asking, why is the gold fringe on a flag inside the Moorish Science Temple? It's corporate, people. It's corporate. It's as well as the banks. It's as well as the churches. When you see the Title IV, people.
So the Moorish Temple, they're 501c3s?
Some of them are. A lot of them are. A lot of them are. This is why certain things, this is like, you can't even say certain things about gay people. I just found that out when I was in Houston at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Certain things you can and cannot say in there. You see what I'm saying? It's not allowed. So it's the same thing with them. You ain't gonna go to a Catholic church and say that, nor are you gonna see a Catholic church with that flag inside there. It's sovereign ground, people. That's what it is. No, it's not going to be in it like that. It's sovereign ground. If your building is sovereign, it's sovereign ground, which means no one else can come in. That's what they need to teach people. Good.
There's 4. Can you explain theocratical government?
Theocratical? I don't even know what that is. Are they talking about Democrat? Because I can tell you that. It might have been, because the Democrat and Republic is 2 different things. Democrat is deal with it's a Latin, like you said earlier, the Latin and Greek word. Demos krasik. Demo krasik, which means demon rules.
I see that. Yeah.
That's what that is, which means Malcolm said this back in the day. He said, in democracy, 1 vote, 1 count in a Democrat, right? He said you could have 10 people, 1 disagree with those 9 votes count. That's what Malcolm said back then. Nothing's new under the sun. But in the Republic, one vote, one count, right? Which means if I got 10 people, one person disagreed, then my vote counts regardless in a republic. This is why the Constitution was set up the way it was set up. It said to the republic for which it stands, and the Constitution says republic, because re means back to the public again. So how could any police officer have any jurisdiction over anybody when they're public service and you pay your tax dollars to them? You follow me? That's how this is set up. But you got to study. You got to pick up a regular Webster's dictionary. You'll see it.
So the theocracy originates from Greek, and it means the rule of God. And these people claiming that their power pretty much derived from, the divine.
Well, all of it does. The Quran, everything does then. If we were following that, if we were really following that, I just told you before, what will happen to you? All the crazy stuff that these cops are doing, you ain't got it. We're gonna handle that.
Okay.
I just listened to a song with KRS-One. He said, man was here to protect. So why don't you fight back? KRS-One had a joint like that. I was like, damn. But they'll tell you, no, brother, just pray. Just trust the law.
That's what the pastors come in.
Not even just the pastors. You got a lot of Muslims that say, not if this is what happened. Now I'm gonna clear this up. If you speak like that, they'll say, oh, you're part of those fundamental Muslims. Or I heard it on an airport, they said radical Islam. What's radical about them? What is the difference between a radical Christian that run around shooting everybody every day? You see, this is what they do to the spin cycle. So what happens if we were dealing with God's law, then all of them jokers be judged. So nobody's a real Muslim, except the ones probably come overseas because they go all out. Nobody's a real Christian. All of it's fake. Because if you say you read Bible or you read Quran, the ones that I've read talk about eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It didn't say go to the system and tell the system to do this. Oh no, we put people in place to do that. This is what they'll say, right? And then what black folks say, we put people in. No, you didn't put them there because you don't have the money. You didn't put them there. This is why they constantly keep killing your people in the street, because the truth is not being told. You did not put them there. The people had money put them there. That's who did it. Period. So we're talking about God's law. Then deal with God's law then. Slay them. You say, oh, brother, you shouldn't talk like that, brother, because, we don't supposed to make no radical speeches. Because what's radical about what I just said? I just said what the Bible says and the Quran said. What's radical about what I just said? You see what I'm saying? This is how we basically put our people back in slavery, basically, bro. And this is what is happening. This is why Noble Drew Ali said he said it were Moors that will put you back in slavery. That's what he's talking about. While we over here trying to free people, we fighting against the oppressor and we fight against our own people. Even in our immediate circle, we fighting with each other. Why? Because we're not picking up books and reading. We're not sitting having, we talk about putting a conference together and everybody come together, half of them don't want to come because this person may have their own personality. And this person, I said, I will come to anybody function, but you can't control me. I'm going to say what I need to say and say the way I want to say it. So I say all the time when people put it out there, say, well, Sabir, why you ain't do this? And you should link up. I don't have a problem with nobody. Let's make it happen. They don't want that because their dirt is going to start coming out the closet and they can't deal with it. That's why they don't want it. Or they're going to lose following. I don't want followers. I tell people all the time, I'm not looking for followers. I'm not looking to be a leader. I'm just about the truth being told to our people. And it's not. And this is what was told to me by Brother Taj. He said, just keep giving it to him. Just keep giving it to him. Just give it to him, regardless. Don't give up. He said, because if you give up on the babies. That's what Taj always told me. You can't. That's why I wanted to do this and constantly keep doing this all over so we can get this out to our people the right way.
Says, are the books online, God?
No, the books are not online. Books are online. You can go online and get books, but those books is visit bookstores. We have stuff in bookstores. I'm trying to get stuff up online. I mean, we got the only thing that's online would be DVDs. You know what I mean? But that's the only thing we would have online is DVDs. But you have to invest. If you invest in smoking weed, you invest in going to strip clubs. You invest in eating lobster, which going to kill you anyway. But invest in some books, man. invest in this information and let's get it together. Even August the 20th, but August 20th in Houston, Brother Taj, myself, and Abdullah will be there. They can ask any question for us. Everybody's invited. They sold over probably 75 tickets, you know, and the ticket's only like $20. It ain't like it's $40, you get nothing. Like most people charging $40, and what are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of it?
A bottle of water. A
bottle of water? I got bottled water too. I got a bottle of water called Sabir Bay Show. I do. It do. It'll be available at the lecture in Houston. Sabir Bay water. But really, it's like I said I wanted to do this video because, and since we got this hooked up, we want to do a whole lot of these videos, man. And if anybody want to prove me wrong, just prove it wrong. Prove me wrong with here. You know, we show y'all the books, we give y'all the information, everything is out here. So any questions y'all want to ask me while we're here?
How do you claim your name and nationality?
Proclaim it. Yes, see how simple that was? Go proclaim it. It's not nothing that you join. Huh?
So someone said, you just said other people are charging to get info. Aren't you doing the same thing?
That's my business. The difference. Let me see. This is what I'm saying again. Let me clear this up. Noble Drew said which come is worthy of his hire. If I'm speaking, and even with Karis One said this, Karis One would tell us at the Temple Hip Hop, I get paid to speak. You go pay Donald Trump, go ask Donald Trump how much he charged to speak, like $70,000. I get paid to speak. I'm not going to sell you a piece of paper and tell you to give me $10,000.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. I do a radio show that I put my own money into it so I can say what I want to say. See what I'm saying? There's a difference there. So I'm not selling nationality. I'm selling my DVDs, like documentaries we did, videos that we do that people go out and try to sell, and we don't get no percentage from it. Right. You see what I'm saying? Those are things that we put money into. So no, I don't do that. This is my job. This is what I do. So when I'm speaking, I get paid. Just as you go to a concert, you're going to get paid to go speak or play or NBA game, whatever. Right. That's their profession. Eddie Griffin had a joke one time. He said, you're not going to trick a joke out of me, so go get me some joke money, which means you sell your magazines, right? So you sell your magazines. And it's the same way I feel. They don't understand this. So if I'm speaking, I'm telling you to pay me for speaking to you because you're not going to get it nowhere else. And if that person is, help me. Tell me where you got it from. Right. Because what I was told, I give up more information than any college would give up. So they're going to charge $100,000 for a college. Okay. But I'm not selling paperwork. That's not what I do. Nobody can never say Taj or myself. When we first got into this, you know how much it was for us to do what we did? Guess how much it was?
$100.
$12.
$12.
$12. And got it filed in the Library of Congress. $12. It's just as if, and I don't want to say no names, so they know who I'm talking about. People are giving lectures for $40, $60. $40 to $60 to speak of what? And I sit back and be like, are you serious? For real? 40, what are you getting out of that? But we just sat here and showed you stuff that they would teach you in law school. And you're going to ask me, huh? For nothing, but you're going to ask me, that's what I'm doing? I get paid to speak, no doubt. A messenger is worthy of his hire. So if I'm speaking, that's what I get paid for, to answer that person's question. So not selling paperwork.
Like
$20,000 for. I wish I did have $20,000. I would buy the Corpus Juris Secundum for $20,000. You see what I'm saying? So when people pay me, I buy books, and I tell other people to buy books. I just told you I went out and bought $100 worth of books.
They say, can you show the books again? Please give a book list.
Oh my
what
goodness!
Books you want to show again?
That's,
you can rewind.
They can rewind, and you see what I'm saying? They ask you for so much, but what are they giving in return? That's why I say go to the website. Go donate to the website. Show them books again. We got masses of books.
Then you show them this.
Silly question. Will you need a nationality card? And if so,
nationality card.
I'm gonna need another one of these because this one's actually.
And if so, where would you get it?
You don't need a nationality card. You don't need a nationality to claim your name and nationality. I don't know why people keep saying that. I have a bunch of them, and I don't pull them out at all. You know, somebody want to doubt what I have, I could pull out my pocket. They all tore up.
Isn't a proclamation a public, you know, statement, public annunciation of?
That's what it is.
You know, so if you ask me, I can just tell you that's that's pretty much what it is, right?
That's what it. But that's what Emancipation Proclamation is. Emancipate means what?
Free.
Set free, right?
Yeah, set free.
So what is proclamate?
To let the public know.
Public known. It's not a law. It's a public announcement. So no matter where I'm at, I'm proclaiming my name and my nationality. Now the Moorish Science Temple is supposed to have been set up so you can get the lessons. The lessons is what you're supposed to go there for. But again, if I'm not getting anything out of it, this is what people are sharing with me. Brother, it felt like church. This is what they say to me. So when I say that, I get backlash. This is what they say. I'm not the one that say it. I go to Tawahado Church. I don't care. I go to church anyway, but I got to feel it. At least let me feel it. Let me feel the spirit. You have some energy inside. I might go to a Christian church and hallelujah. At least let me feel it. You know, I don't want nothing dead because it's boring to me. I'm a Gemini. I get bored quick.
The Catholic Church is dead.
Yeah, Catholic Church is real dead. Baptist Church is better than the Catholic Church, and I grew up a Catholic.
I grew up Catholic too. You know, it's all about.
I believe we all did grow up a Catholic.
Processions of their ritual. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What happened?
Holding aside.
Oh my God.
You know, cook up again.
No, just don't touch it.
So you pay for the
Let me do
communion.
Let me do it.
You pay for this and this and that, and hopefully you might get into purgatory or something.
This is a good book that's you can probably find this online. Portuguese in West Africa speaks about the Moors also. Another good book. Now we got so many books. So I'm waiting for some cats from.
Yeah, show them this one too. You told them they need to get that.
I'm waiting for somebody for the
Black's Law's Dictionary.
10% battery. It's all good.
Yeah. Black's Law Dictionary. Hey, Sabir, I give you 20,000 for this Black Law Dictionary.
20,000 for that Black's Law. We need 20,000. You got that HMI and bricks over there. See, when you're talking, when you're yeah, we book freaks. My man said we book freaks. Yeah, we are book freaks. Like people are sneaker freaks. See, my man said I've been in the temple in Philly, and yes, it felt like church. I didn't say that.
He said
y'all got to say that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what people feel. They feel that it's a church. You see what I'm saying? And it's not. It's like again, it's like going to a boring concert. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what is the substance of what am I getting out of that by going? If you were doing this is a library basically in here. This is what we should be having. So if someone's talking about motor vehicle law, we can pull something out about motor vehicle law. If someone's talking about tickets, we can pull something out by definition of what a ticket is. So again, going back to sovereignty, if someone's speaking about sovereignty, then we can pull the definition of what sovereignty is. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, what are you talking about sovereignty? Well, you just read it. I didn't read it. I didn't read that. So why are these people running around talking about these people are sovereignty is terrorists? Last time I checked, Mugabe said land comes first. Last time I checked, when you speak with other nations and other nationalities, they will tell you that community, what a community is. You don't see Nigerians getting shot down. You don't see Ethiopians getting shot down. And they drink like hell too, some of the Nigerians too. And so you don't see them getting shot down by police. So either you got false leadership or I don't know. I don't y'all maybe we need to ask them. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you should ask them. You've been doing all the talking. Ask them some questions.
Ask them. I'm asking y'all some questions. What do y'all think it is? What do y'all think the problem is? Is it the leadership? Is it the false information? Like, I'm asking y'all what y'all think it is while we in this room. While we in here.
People are miseducated. Like, we went into that King Alfred plan, keep people out of 6th grade.
Say that again?
King Alfred plan.
The King Alfred plan. People heard of the King Alfred plan. I wish I had my copy with me. But the King Alfred plan, do you ever read it?
I got that on my computer.
You might have it on your computer.
You never saw the King Alfred plan. You need to read it. 1969, King Alfred's plan said keep the public under a 6th grade level.
Where can I get that from?
I wish I had copies. We have copies, but he might have it too. That he can probably send it to you. No, the whole joint ain't gonna come up there though.
Okay.
No, the whole thing is not gonna come up.
Another part of that too that goes into detail.
You can just look a part of it. That's it though. But I like the book actually explains so much, and it talks about keep the public under 6th grade level. That's your daily news. Is keep them distracted by no importance. This is what's happening. So now we watching CNN 24/7, thinking that's the news. It's called distraction.
I call the news the goddess of lies.
Well, it's not necessarily. You know what the thing is that it's wrong news. It's nothing wrong with it, but it's corporate now. It's supposed to be for good. None of that stuff you see on TV is news. It's really not news. It's not. It is. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Majority of the stuff that people scripted and saying, all basically, it's like a movie set.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but did you see the interview with I forget the Caucasian lady's name with D.L. Hughley?
Yes,
And at the
I
end,
called D.L. Hughley.
She made that face like.
Shout out to D.L. Hughley too,
Yeah,
man.
she made that, and at the end of the interview, she was like, made that face after she cut him off.
Because she couldn't handle DL. I know how DL is. I've been around him many times for years. I know his mentality. I just sent him some stuff when I saw that. I texted him the next day and told him to look up Title 18, domestic terrorism, and he looked it up. And he said, "Yo, thanks." I don't know if he said it on the air, but I texted it to him because we always have these kind of conversations about it. And I said, "Yo, DL, go get him." I like to be in the background and just start shooting stuff at people. You know, hit him. So I know where he's coming from, but they're not used to somebody like him, really. They looking at him from a comic point of view. You see what I'm saying? The same way that I did the interview with Tommy Davidson. They looking at Tommy was supposed to have been a joke. So, but when Tommy said what he said, the European lady, Italian lady, got caught off guard. You see what I'm saying? She got caught off guard when she said, "Oh, damn, he's not talking about comedy." He said, "You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here." It's on YouTube. When I first met him, and he ran through the whole history about us being in Italy. And she knew about the Moors in Italy. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm around them, this is what I do with them. I'm going to feed them this information. So now they're going to research it. And you'd be surprised, there's a whole lot more of them.
So with that statement you made about him saying, "You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here," he was telling her to
go to the video. He put her out the room. It's on YouTube. Punch in Sabir Bay and Tommy Davidson. It's on there. Sabir Bay, Tommy Davidson. You'll see it.
I'm gonna check it out.
Go watch it.
More comments?
One person said false leadership, I believe, in response to
Yeah, false leadership.
They said the Rex 84 King Alfred plan.
Yep.
The true problem is the disconnection between the young and the old. The young follow Taj and yourself. We bash heads with the temple. RV Republican.
They even trying to make that a terrorist thing now. I heard they put that up there. I said, damn, they don't really want the Moors to come out that know this. They put that up there. I want to put a panel together just on that. Say, okay, y'all want to talk about we're terrorists, then call us to your forefront. Call us to the front of all of this, and then let's have it out. I bet you they won't do it. I guarantee you. If you want to put up there that RV Bay Publications is a terrorist group, then let's contact me, info@thesabirbay.com.
That goes back to an interview I seen with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, where he said he was talking about some Jews and they know that he knows the truth. He said, "All you gotta do is just invite me." They won't invite him.
They ain't gonna invite Farrakhan. Why? You crazy? That's like, dude, you setting yourself up if you invite him. You setting yourself up if you invite us there.
Yeah.
So they're not going to invite us. They're going to put all this garbage on YouTube. The other cowards going to be on Facebook and YouTube's talking about what we're doing is wrong instead of saying, I can be reached. I do radio all the time. I am there. You see what I'm saying? But why aren't you calling us instead of them? If we are these things, then it's not a problem we reach Brother Taj or Sister Roz or any other Moor that know what time it is, and we can have this panel discussion on the open.
They don't really want it.
They don't really want it. Karis One got a song called "You Don't Really Want It." Yo, he got a song called "You Don't Really Want It," and they don't really want it. But again, if I can influence the masses of the people, I mean, you'd be surprised. The youngest person that listens to us, brother, honestly, is probably 5 years old. 5. We didn't have them in every age bracket. And that new generation, I don't know what they call them now. What's the new generation they saying now? It's the something generation. I forgot what it's called. I don't know. It's not. We were the X. I'm trying to.
Techie tech generation?
No.
Something generation. Everybody know what it is. I don't know, but it's a new thing they threw out there now.
Yes, yeah.
So
I heard it before.
they're I don't know, but they're looking for this information and they don't want to hear about your religion. They don't want to hear about none of that. How can we stop these cops from dealing with us? But at the same time, we got to fix ourselves. Reality, we have to fix ourselves. And they only learn from watching us. So if you got fake leaders and fake preachers and freak, dude, they don't want to do. That's what you're producing. I don't want to be that. But you need to be upright, right? And not just, you don't have to deal with a religion to be that way.
Someone said unity and economy, and then someone I think responded to that and said that they are scared of us going into a united souls as one. Most people don't know self. When they made Voltron, they was talking about us becoming giants and in the state, the one who know control. And then someone else said millennials generation.
Yeah, millenniums. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
Millenniums. That's what they call them. Millenniums.
And I heard generation Y and Z, and then morph question mark.
Yeah, that's the millenniums. But this is why I went from place to place. Even when I went with Minister Farrakhan's son Mustafa when I was in Chi-Town, I said, "Yo, it's about unity. Yo, why are you over here, Sabir, in Boston? Because I'm building with Ethiopians and any other group that we need to do. Because if we don't come together, it's like it's a done. Like the sister told me at the Ethiopian church, if the African Americans don't get it together, they're gonna be standing by themselves.
Yeah,
that's what she said, right? So I said, okay, how do I do it? Went to Chi-Town, talked to Minister Farrakhan's son, Brother Mustafa. I sit with my RBG brothers, my 5%ers, and say, look, this is what it is. But they get a different story when they talk to Moors from the temple. That's what they get. And there's conflict there because they'll say that the Moors enslaved Africans when they're both the same people, or Muslims enslaved Africans, which is, the same people, but they got to study the history. You must study history. When I was reading the book, where that book at? Ethiopia. When I was reading this book, well, we got books galore, boy. I got books coming out the woodwork.
The Amazing Facts of the Negro.
100 Amazing Facts about the Negro. Oh, it's in the room. Well,
I had a conversation too where, we're talking about how we enslaved each other, but the Moors also enslaved the pale skins. I mean,
we enslaved everybody.
Everybody. So in a way, why are we attaching the black, the so-called black on black, but when everybody was into the slavery themselves, but then they're denying it, but they're pushing it on the so-called black on black enslaved their own.
White slaves in the
Slavery
Bible.
was also different.
It was a different form of slavery, period. But it's like if I shoot you, that don't mean I'm gonna shoot you the same. You're gonna shoot me back the same way. I asked the brother that question. He said, "No, dude, I'm gonna shoot you worse." But that's just what it is. But they capitalized off of that. When they seen us doing what we were doing to each other, they came in. I call them Captain Saberho. Like now, that's what I'm saying. But it's like now we're arguing against one another, even in these groups. Right now, the weakest link will be the Moorish Science Temple. I'm watching it. What are they doing right now? They're talking about going, oh, we ain't got to do with those Moors, calling themselves Moors. They're not real Moors. What the hell is a real Moor then? That's like saying somebody's not a real Ethiopian. That's the crazy stuff I'm hearing. So what is a real Moor? You have to be in a church to be a real Moor? But you don't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is you are going at this one. So if I'm seeing you go at, and this is in history, this is the art of war. If you see this one going at it with this one, this is why you never hear me argue with them, but they argue with us. But you got one to say, well, they're the real ones right there. Let's back them. Let's put them in front of the media. They're the real ones. They're not really Moors. This is why I said you don't go to a building. You don't go sign no papers. It's your birthright. It's in your DNA. It's who you are. So people will say, well, you have to join to the Moorish Science Temple. The Moorish Science Temple is supposed to be a school. Where is your school at? Basic common sense, right? Fundamentals, right? Where is your school? I know where Muhammad's University at. Go online and look it up. Watch it. This is why I said it may be some people may get offended, but it is what it is. Where's your school that you can? I left a school in Dallas. I'm watching the school in Dallas. Young children. It's on my Facebook. They were 5, to probably 8 in the school, breaking down curriculum, breaking down languages, and said, whatever you can bring to us, Sabir, let us know. And this is an RBG, or Pan-African school. Mm-hmm. If you got something, Sabir, we want to know. This is in Dallas. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Where is your school? Teach them language, teach them law, teach them economics, not just religion. So produce the school. That's what we need to be doing. People not looking for religion. They're not looking for church. But yet you got these people that in the media that understands media can make one group go against another group. And that's the same thing that happened with us in slavery. When we were fighting one another, they came in and said, well, we can probably give him more money. You know, same thing happened with Malcolm X too. We can give him more money, make him go against him. We can make him go against him. As a matter of fact, we can make your girl get $80,000, but you make $20,000. Y'all gonna fight now. I wear the pants.
John Henry Clark's African Holocaust, he mentioned that the Portuguese would do that when they came in.
Yeah.
And you saw 2 groups fighting, and whoever one the Portuguese favored, they'll supply them, wipe them out, and then just pretty much screw over whoever they supplied.
If you study history, and these cats are not historians, it happened with Ethiopia and Eritrea. You have to study the history. They give one arms and the other one no arms. You see what I'm saying? The fight against the other one. Same thing happened with Malcolm, all these other groups. It's the same cycle, but cats don't see that. So when I'm watching Moors talk about other Moors that is not inside of a temple, you're setting yourself up and you're setting your people up, and you don't even realize that. And I'm thinking maybe that's what Noble Drew Ali said. I don't know. That Moors will put you back in slavery. I don't know. Maybe that's what he was talking about. You know, who knows? But one thing I tell people, I'm not against anybody, anyone's belief. You can believe what you want to believe. But the thing is that we have one thing in common. And like Minister Farrakhan, we got one enemy in common. That's it. But if you don't recognize that, then sit your ass down and get away from me. I ain't got time to talk to you. I'm being real. But you're not going to come in media and say, I denounce this person because this person did that, but you don't even know that person. I met that brother probably, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I said I met him. I was around him a couple of times. I don't have a problem with that. They want to know about my connection to him. They can reach out to me. But I didn't say the brother from Baton Rouge, but to make sure they know who I'm talking about. But they, you know, they said we denounce that because that's not what we do. That's not what y'all do. That's okay. But you didn't have to make no public announcement about it. Because again, he mentioned the Nation of Islam. The nation didn't come out and make no public statements about it. Why? Nothing. No, but that's what I was heard. They said the Moors. Right. And they took it upon themselves to say the Moor Science Temple. Now, I don't, you know, I didn't see that. I didn't hear them say the Moor Science Temple. Maybe the media spun that and said it, and then they came out and did it because they don't understand manipulation. And this is what is happening right now. So now the world is looking at us, and they looking at them saying, well, damn, dude, like, what's up with you Moors? Right. You know what I mean? What's up with you? I know it's some Moors out here doing some crazy stuff. I got that. I'm with that. But that's not everybody. It's like saying every black person.
They going to the root, though. They're like going to the original, but they're specifically saying Moors all of a sudden before it was blacks. Then it's all these other names. But now they're attacking the true lineage. Now they're going like,
oh, they're going to attack this. They're going to lineage. They got to destroy that. See, Europeans know what to do. They know what to do. Until you start teaching our people that we are all Moors, all of us are Moors. This ain't no club. This ain't no clique. It ain't something that you join. This is why people don't want to join it, because you thinking that you got to accept Islam or Islamism. This is the problem. And they're not talking to the people they need to talk to. That's why I said it's the need for me to do it, because I really didn't want to respond to any of this stuff. I really didn't want to do it because to me, I'm like, well, yeah, people ain't gonna get it, whatever, you know, and not. But when I saw that press conference, it pissed me off because I couldn't believe that brother did that. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there like, I don't believe he did something like that. I was in radio for 14 years. Why haven't you come to me and asked me about, or come to me and let's talk about this on air? I could have got it to everywhere. Why? One, maybe they trying to recruit people. Maybe they trying to get more members. I don't know.
So one should read those FBI files on What happened though?
He probably read the FBI files. He probably read the FBI files on the Moore Science Temple, but they're going to ignore it. So that means that you need to be extra careful. You got any other comments on it? Or anybody asking anything? What's our time looking like on here? Going on 2 hours? Wow. I hope we covered a lot. We ain't done yet.
2 hours? Oh, man. Are you serious? Whoa.
I know. Time never was when man was not.
I gotta get up at 5.
Yeah, I gotta get up. I'll be at the radio station tomorrow.
Except for one lady has a question. What's the difference between Moors and Moorish American?
Listen, first of all, let me, Moorish American, when people say Moorish American, it's more like religion. We are Moors, period. And if you really wanted to get into it, understanding what Moorish means. Moorish means to be like. If you are Moor, that's who you are. Ish means like Jewish means to be like something.
So it's almost like to assimilate, but not to really be.
Yes, but I'm a Moor.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I'm a Moor. It's no doubt. So I don't know what the ish is like.
Right.
It means to be like, and this is going back to the language, what you just said. Understanding the language again. Was it more so, no, brother, it's deeper than that, brother. Trying to sound all scientific and like, what the hell are you talking about? You don't even know the difference between what? Trying to get scientific on me, like, really? Well, brother, it means this because it's codified, and if it's codified in code, then you, damn it, tell me what the code is, damn. Like, seriously.
Codified.
What the hell is the code then? If we in some type of secret society or something, tell the people. And this is why Todd said they don't like us as much. It's because we're telling you the secrets. We're not holding anything back from anybody. If you want it, we're going to give it to you. We're going to tell you to research it. We're not holding nothing back from nobody.
Yeah.
The problem is they're losing members. That's what happens.
That's Science Temple?
Yes.
Yeah.
And really, some people go because we always tell people to go. We always say people go to the temples. We don't have a problem with that. Go. But don't get mad at us when they come back feeling some type of way. But we did say go. But if you're going, like every time I go to the Nation of Islam Mosque, I'll be energized up. Well, I'll be like, damn, I'll be, I just left there with Nuri Muhammad speaking at Mosque Mariam. I felt energized. It was funny. It was, informing. It was empowering.
He was here last year too.
When I'm watching Brother Ishmael speak, I'm energized. Or anybody speaking at the Mosque Mariam in Chi-Town, I'm energized. You see what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what people want. This is why you see people flock. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to the Chi-Town Mosque.
No.
Man, cats off the street coming in. I seen like 8 young brothers joining the Nation of Islam when I was there. Every time I go there, young brothers.
Well, when Nuri came last year, you know why? The mosque in Govar, it was back.
Yeah, they're going to come. They looking because it's substance.
Right.
What am I getting out of it? Somebody said, well, brother, they're not a nation. Then what are you then? A religious group? If they're not a nation, by calling themselves the Nation of Islam, it only means the nation of peace. So they're joining at least something that's going to do something. So what are you doing? Joining a religion? Let's be real. They're flocked inside Mosque Mariam every time, and they simulcast it. So people can go and don't see that I'm not lying. So they can say, what are they getting out of there? I just told you what I get out of it, and I'm very aware and very conscious of what's going on. And I'm always energized. I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. Got that. It made everybody not perfect. But damn, I like that. I like that type of preaching. That's all I'm saying. It's like, what are you getting out of it? So again, the reason why people come see Brother Taj and come see me, because even my brother, shout out to my man Hakeem Bey, man. He walked away because it got so hectic. But the reason why people come to this information because they're looking for answers. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for answers. They don't want religion. They want answers. And I'm going to say this before we close. Stop with the division, man. Moors in the temple, stop with the division. Seriously, because it's a bigger... These cats got something planned for y'all too. If you, like you said, if you read Rex 84, the people that they really coming for is the heads. and they're gonna be the heads they're gonna come for right there. That's just how it is. It rolls down. You got to go to the top, and they always want to be the spokesperson of something. This is why they don't really want y'all to get this information that Brother Taj is not giving. They don't want y'all with this because it's gonna make you start thinking. What happened?
The prophet said Moorish American, question mark, question mark, question mark.
They say Moorish American. Prophet probably did say that. I don't know. Read it. He probably did.
You do know you energize people, right?
That's okay. That's okay.
That's
You're supposed to question everything. Go to them and ask them that question. See if they'll tell you. Won't beat around the bush. Be careful about people that beat around the bush too. Watch people who run rings, because they'll say the same thing and you won't even realize it.
Sounds like ghetto boys, people around corners.
People around corners, you know. So again, just, you know, again, and I'm gonna say this again: Moors in the temple, stop with the division. I don't care if it's Dingle ill, who ill, that ill. It doesn't matter, man. They divided their damn self. They want to talk about Ethiopia means something divided. Then damn it, you divided. I can bring that full circle. One of the lessons is that in Ethiopia means something divided, then you're divided. Does it make it right? Does it make it wrong? But at least try to come together and sit down and have a discussion. Stop putting stuff up here talking about this person is wrong. Then you prove them wrong. If that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do in your tribe. But you can't run around and stop telling people they're not Moors. You can't tell people that come inside your temple and this is the only places you want to get it. This is your salvation. What is salvation? Sound like a Christian church.
Absolutely.
You follow me? What salvation do I have in there? Because I know the Catholic Church, you can't just go up in that joint. The police can't even go in there. I've been in here for a minute. I want them to prove me wrong. They can't. I just gave you the laws. It's called the canon laws.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, look it up. Look up the canon laws. And then go back to your history. If we as Moors are part and parcel, and I'm saying parcel, not P-A-R-T, P-A-R-C, there's a difference. And if you read the constitutional and bylaws, it was called the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Then it became the Moorish Science Temple of America. How could the science come from America? Now some Moors will tell me, oh, Sabir, well, you telling the prophet is wrong? I ain't got to say nothing. I'm just asking the question.
It speaks for itself.
It speaks for itself. How can the science come from America? I'm just asking. What? And then I would say, what part of America are you talking about? South America, North America, Central America, the islands? I'm just asking. This is what critical thinking does, and analytical thinking does. You start asking questions. Oh, brother, you getting too deep. But then you don't say nothing. They say you getting too deep.
So you want to just look at the surface?
Yeah, but this is what people do. So I'm asking a question to them. Where does the science come from? Where? In part and partial to who? You can't just run that on me. I wasn't raised that way. That sounds like religion to me. You just say it and you follow blindly. And that's what belief means. Belief means that you don't know. You're supposed to know.
Knowing something to be true without the facts.
The facts is that you research the facts. Belief means that you don't know. And in there, in the belief, you have belie in belief, which means that you really don't know. So how do you know something? You research it. That's how you're supposed to fix this problem. No other way.
But when you talk about facts and truth, and somebody says, well, you're getting too deep or whatever, what is that like? They can't further on the conversation because they don't know? Or
ask somebody from Harvard, they're getting too deep. Ask somebody, walk in Harvard and say, dude, you getting too deep. They say, well, you better get deep. You better see how deep that rabbit hole go. You see, I want to see how deep the rabbit hole go.
Question them because from the institution they come from, they don't tell them that.
No, they don't tell people that because it's called critical thinking, analytical thinking. And this is why the masses use the asses, because you're not questioning certain things. And this, again, this is why they bring certain people on shows, because they know that they don't know. 9 out of 10, they know what you're going to say before you say it out your mouth. So they're going to direct the conversation or guide it the way they want to guide it. With me, you can't do that because I don't come with scripts. It's in my heart. It's a school called the Waldorf Astorium or something like that. Waldorf, they got a hotel like that.
Was that in London? Something like that?
No, it's here. They got them here. The Waldorf School. And most people come from overseas, send their children there. What is it called?
I know exactly what you're talking
It's called the Waldorf. They have a hotel. Waldorf. But it's a hotel too.
I heard of that.
A German school at that, right? When I was in Dallas, the guy said he sent his daughter there. She's 6. He's from India. He only come here once in a while. The school is built on hand, heart, head. I'll repeat that again. Hand, heart, head. So what I deal with is with my head, I lead with my heart, and I use my hands. So if you can't use your hands to change it, or your heart to change it, or your mind to change it, this is why I'm trying to get our people to understand that. If I'm speaking from the heart, not a script. So I have to speak from my heart for what it is. In my head has to be memorized with this information so we can feed it to the people. You see what I'm saying? That's how you have that set up. I never went to the school, but I was operating in it. See, everything is already in our DNA that we need. Everything is in us. So what the schools does is indoctrinate you. That's what education means. Indoctrination means put in, but education means to draw out what's in. Edu means to draw out what's already in you. So I'm not telling nobody nothing new. I'm only pulling out what's already in you. Huh? That's how it is. So you're basically being indoctrinated even through its Moorish Science Temple, even through these churches, whatever it is, you indoctrinated because you're not thinking for yourself. And that's part of one of the things of critical thinking. It's called, if you can get a man to think for themselves. Even Noble Drew Ali said, if I can get you to think for yourself, you can free yourself. So why aren't you talking about that part? What he said.
You should hold a more summit, call it all together and hash it out.
We tried that. Trust me. Many people tried it. And the reason why that Moore Summit wouldn't happen, because you got certain Moore said, this person was on a panel, that person on a panel, I don't want to come. We tried all that before. It happened. But they don't want it. You see what I'm saying? Or they would get up and walk out the room. This is what happens. It ain't like we didn't do that. I said, I've been doing this for 15 years. You know, I said, in half of my, probably from the 14 years doing it, I've been on radio saying it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. They don't want that. They'll make up all kind of excuses, but we'll all go out, tell everybody to go vote, though. That's one thing they would do. And those were the people that they would go directly to and say, yo, get your people to go vote. It's like no different than a Catholic church, a Christian church. Let me stop saying Catholic. Christian church. Because the mob don't go do that. The mob is Catholics, and the mob say you're going to either do this or you're going to disappear.
Yeah, offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, offer you can't refuse. You don't see the mob talking about go vote. The mob say you're either going to do it or this was going to happen to you. Tell our people that. Oh, brother, you shouldn't make no radical statements. I ain't nothing I said here is radical. This is basic common sense. Period. That's it. So to answer that brother question or that sister question, we tried that already.
Why did Drew always bring religion, Islamism, with nationality?
I wasn't around at that time, but I can answer it the best way I know how, because our people were religified back then. I wasn't there. So when people speak on stuff, you weren't there. So maybe because we were Christians, the way we were Christians now. So you have to come in with religion. Just like Farrakhan, people say Farrakhan sounds more like a Baptist minister than anything else. He quotes the Bible. Why? Because that's where you at. So you meet the people where they at, but you also bring them up to another level. And this is what this movement is supposed to have been based on. When Todd speak, Todd is here. I'm here. So now you have to bring it here so the other people can get it. So if a person is not here, you have to elevate that person to where you at. So when people are talking about why did he bring it, I was around in 1913, 1920s. So I can't speak on that, you know. But what happens if our people was religified at that time frame, it was to get them out of that. It wasn't to stay there with it, stagnating with it. It's to get you out of that. Noble Drew Ali said it would be the 3rd and 4th generation coming with their eyes open. That's what he was talking about, us coming in to make the change.
I think maybe he was trying to do the opposite of, Christianity coming in and trying to enslave the people, mentally. And what he was doing is, using maybe those words to inspire people to, be gods within themselves and, master, whatever gets thrown at them. I think. But
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing again, we have to understand how they control religion. They control religion. The Europeans control your religion. Period. No doubt. They can't control these Muslims that they call them radicals. So now If I can't control them, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna criminalize them.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened with us. You can't control us, so you're trying to criminalize us.
Right.
And the people that is speaking up get knocked down. Just like these two brothers, they're trying to make it sound like they're criminals. When you see people doing something to your people, you want to turn the other cheek. That's not what you do. That's not what grown men do. That's not what nations do. Nations fight back. How could you talk about protecting your woman if a man came in your house? This is the stupidest stuff I saw the other day when David Banner was talking about fighting back. Then Life Jennings on here talking about, no, brother, I did 15 years. I talked to my brother. My brother did 20-something years in jail. He ain't talking like that. He would never say nothing like that. But it was getting ready to fight. But you'll fight your brother, but won't fight the one that's killing your people, your babies. That's insane. You'll fight your brother, but you won't fight the one that's killing their babies. But then you have the niggas that say, well, we killing each other. That's not the issue. You know what I mean? Like, come on, really? That's a condition. Many times I'll be shy. I should be an activist for that. Right. But I understand that's a condition. But this is what's happening with our people. So they'll put those people in the media realm. Let them speak. We don't want him over here talking, but let this one over here speak.
That's when Tyrese stepped in and said, not in front of my daughter. Not in
front of my daughter. But Tyrese understand it. But you got to understand also when these cats are getting checks too. One thing I respect that David Banner said, I put my own money up. This is why. So when people ask me, I'm doing the same thing. No, you pay me for my service. Right. That's what you're paying me for. Right. My service. Yeah. So David Banner created the service, and he said he put his own money up so he can talk shit. That's what he said. You see what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. Yeah. And that's what every other nation does. Every other nation. Period. So, any other questions before we wrap up? Yeah. Hey man, they gotta check out Taylor's show tomorrow morning.
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Wake up with Taylor Andre show. 5 to 7 a.m.
What station is that?
101.3. Big City. Boop.
Boston. I will be in the building tomorrow. It's going to be a good show. So y'all tune in tomorrow. It's been real. I hope I cleared up some stuff with this sovereign movement thing. We ain't done yet. We're going to build some more, but get some law books. Where that law? Show that law book again, man.
Law book. All right. We're going to get this. Got this piece. Black's Law Dictionary.
And it's not a black person.
No. No, it's not.
Just to clarify that for people. It's Henry Campbell Black. You have Ballantyne's Law Dictionary. You have Bouvier's Law Dictionary. You have Blackstone Law Dictionary. All of the books. So get with it. Check out the Sabir Bay Show. SabirBayShow.com. You can go buy DVDs. You can go donate to the SabirBayShow.com. We on hiatus right now. Shout out to my co-host Chalky White, my radical dude, RBG all day. That's my man though, but he will give it up. And he the one that made me say I'm gonna do this video because, like I said again, he felt some type of way, about the brother in the video. And he said we're going backwards. So again, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank RMC on air. I want to thank everybody that came out here. Yep. To here. So we're not even finished yet. We might even record tomorrow in the studio.
Absolutely. I have a question.
Yeah, sure, man. Shoot. That's what I was asking.
This is for the people though. I am a host of my own TV show at BNN, Boston Network Television Station. And I want to hear from the people that are viewing his live stream engagement here. Would you guys like to see him at a 5:30 p.m. show or an 8:30 p.m. show? Let me hear from you guys, because I want him at 5:30, but if you guys are working at that time and you can't watch the show at 5:30 because you're working,
EST.
And you want to see him at an 8:30 p.m. show, Eastern time, what she just stated, just send your comments, whatever. And
where they can send it at?
Yeah. Huh?
Where can they send it at?
Right here to this live stream to your phone real quick.
No, to you too, bro.
You can do that. Oh, you can send it to me through my email. My email is f4lwrb, which stands for Fit for Life for Reggie B.com. That's my email address. And you can send your comments there whether you want to see Sabir come on my show at BNN at 5:30 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. Whichever's conducive for you guys. Thanks.
Yes, sir. So listen, I'm going to wrap it up, man. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. I'll see y'all in the morning, in the AM, on Taylor in the morning. Wake up with Taylor in the morning.
Wake up with Taylor Andre.
Yeah. So
AM, 5 to 7 a.m., Monday through Friday, 101.3, 101.3 Big City. Again, Wake Up with Taylor Andre show, 101.3 Big City FM. The number there is 617-282-0062.
That's a dope shirt you got on, bro.
It is, more.
That's a dope shirt, bro. So listen, hope y'all got something out of this, man.
Shut up.
Yes, it's only an hour and a half it's going to do.
Yeah.
So
No,
listen.
Nothing, the phone died.
Oh wow.
No, it's not. It's phone died.
Yeah.
Let me see.
There's nothing.
So listen, it's all good. But listen, y'all want to go, y'all. Share this video out to everybody. Tell them to check out the SabirBayShow.com. Email me at info@the Again, you have any questions or comments about this topic or sovereignty or whatever it is, we can go. We can build. All right? I'll say peace and love till next time.